The thing that stands out to me about Zach Wilson is when you go number 2 to the Jets, or the Jets are in position to take you number 2.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Jets will draft him. I actually think the Jets are going to make a trade. Because I think they're not done with their affair with Sam Darnold. I think they're going to keep him.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be really interesting to see what they do there. Today is BYU's Pro Day, and it is expected that every team will have multiple scouts in Provo. If Zach Wilson throws well today, I think he gets drafted number 2, no question about it.
I think he's getting drafted number 2 either way. I think that he's put a lot of great throws on tape, and I don't just mean when I say great throws. When NFL scouts watch college games, they could give a rat's ass about what the score is. They're looking for, hey, was he on the right hash and made it to the left sideline? Hey, did he hit his guy in stride over the middle? Hey, did he call an audible based on the fact that it was single high safety? I mean, that's what they're looking for. And so Zach has shown an ability to do that consistently, and that's why BYU was so lethal against the teams that they played.
Well, and he's just grown so much.
Yeah,
he's grown so much. And Ken on Twitter says, is there more hype around Trevor Lawrence or is there more hype around Zach Wilson? I just think Trevor Lawrence has the advantage of having played it.
I just think Clemson. It's a foregone conclusion that he's getting drafted number 1 overall, and that's why the hype isn't there.
There's no doubt Jacksonville's going to take him.
Yeah.
But when you play at a program like Clemson and you win national championships and you have beautiful hair and the chicks are lined up outside your door, I mean, the hype is already automatic. Mm-hmm. I'm curious what Zach does today. His mechanics, his execution this year, his arm strength, his diagnosis of the defense, his ability to run, that's why he's going to be the number 2 quarterback off the board this year. I think Zach Wilson has a ton of hype. I also think he has the mentality. He has that easy, calm demeanor about him. I would have no problem taking Zach Wilson number 1 or number 2.
Well, and I think the thing that is interesting about these pro days, and by the way, his pro day is going to be on NFL Network, so if you do want to watch it, it's available to everybody. But I think the thing that's interesting is that Trevor Lawrence's pro day, he put on an absolute show. I mean, the guy lit the NFL world on fire with some of the throws he was making, and I really want that for Zach Wilson. I want him to be able to make some of these there's the drill where they roll him out to the left and he throws all the way back across the field to the right to the pylon in the end zone, and he drops it right in the breadbasket, as they say. And so I want that to happen not only for Zach Wilson, I want it to happen for BYU, because I think this was always something. Once BYU knew they were gonna have a double-digit win season, I think it was really easy for people who follow the program to forecast forward and say, okay, Zach's definitely going to be a top 5 draft pick, probably a top 3 draft pick. And if he can have an awesome pro day, if he can dominate the process, this is just another feather in the cap of Kalani's program and their ability to recruit. And I think that this is a really important day for not just Zach, but for BYU.
Yeah, I don't remember a time in recent history where a player had this much hype in the state of Utah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I look at what Zach Wilson means to BYU. I look at what he means to recruiting in this state. I think it's huge. I have no qualms about taking him. I think he's going to dominate this pro day. I think he's going to make every throw. I think the interviews are more important than the throws, because Zach's tape is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And mentality-wise, again, go back to what you said about Trevor Lawrence. He has this great pro day, and then he goes and he has non-throwing shoulder surgery. Mm-hmm. He's still going number 1 overall.
Yeah, it's business. I mean,
it's cemented, right?
Yeah.
So I look at Zach Wilson. There are more questions. I guarantee you there are questions about his lifestyle because he's a Mormon and he went to BYU. That's just the reality of it.
Which is so odd, because you would think that being that he was, that he's Mormon and went to BYU, you would think that the off the field stuff wouldn't be an issue. You would think that there wouldn't be questions about that.
I wonder about Zach Wilson's leadership ability at the NFL level, because he's got that flair and that personality. But I that's the one thing I wonder about. It's does he show scouts today? Because I believe he's a great leader. I'm just curious, does he show scouts today that he's a great leader? Mm-hmm. That's the biggest question. I don't know. I don't know what else you would ask of Zach Wilson. I mean, throw-wise, physical talent-wise, there's nothing to even
I think
question.
the only other thing that I think that he would fight in terms of interviews is potentially the talent that he faced on the field, because The difference between him and Trevor Lawrence is Trevor Lawrence gets to play the best teams. Not and obviously not in the ACC, but when he gets to the college football playoff, he's playing, the Alabamas and these teams that are heralded as the best in college football, and he's dominating that caliber of talent. So when Zach Wilson is playing, Coastal Carolina or Nowhereville State,
I haven't heard of Nowhereville State. Aren't they the Roadrunners?
Yeah, I think so. They're the Roadrunners. I think NFL executives would look into that a bit.
Jordan Crabtree on YouTube says Taysom and Zach could be huge for BYU recruiting this upcoming season. Yeah, Jordan, I think if Taysom Hill is legitimately the number one quarterback in New Orleans,
I would love to see it.
I'd like to see him get the chance. I don't think there's any doubt Sean Payton's going to give Taysom Hill every opportunity to fail as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But you don't have Jameis Winston, under contract for no reason. If Taysom was your unequivocal, unquestioned starter,
they'll compete.
So I hope there is competition. Maximus says, how many times do we have to have this conversation about football players at BYU? Is there truly a stigma? Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. There is a stigma.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, the level of competition. Losing to Coastal Carolina blows.
Yeah.
That's the one ding. Nick, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, so I'm not going to try. Nick says, do you think a guy like Zach plays well for my Jets? I really want to see him with the plane on his hat. I've never heard that before. That's cool. Plane on his hat. I think that Zach Wilson has the demeanor and the mentality to play in any market in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.